Oh, man. You know, the thing I hate... Oh, man, I hate...
The sound doesn't work.
Oh, that's so much better.
Check the gain button.
What did you do?
Oh, no. Here, this is how stupid I am. I've had the same cord for 39, 40 shows, and it doesn't work properly, and I have to plug it in and unplug it, and then it finally works.
Good.
Yeah.
Or you could just get a new cord, or unless it's
I know, Ted, we talked about this before. You know what I don't think about? Getting a new cord. Yeah. I never think about that. I always just think about, will Ted leave my house at the end of this, or will he stay here?
You'll call the police if I don't. So
I'm going to call. What would that call sound like? 911? Yeah. Ted won't leave. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
And then I'll show them a gas bill, then I'll say I live here, and then it'll take you 10 months to evict me.
That's not a thing. That's totally not a thing. Okay.
He's always the first one to leave.
No, he's got softball. He's got to get hit in the head with something.
Well, not anymore. No, I'm in nowhere to leave.
Okay, so Teddy, before you start writing anything down, would you like to tell everybody about how you kidnapped a bird?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was leaving work, and there was this tiny little bird. I don't know what the species is because I'm not an expert on that. But it was
sparrow.
Yeah. It wasn't a woodpecker, I'll tell you that, or like a bald eagle or some type of endangered species.
So you didn't do like a humanitarian thing.
No, it was sitting on the walkway right after I walked out of my building, and it wasn't moving. So that's usually a telltale sign because birds are obviously usually like hyper, sensitive to everything, and they just run away like squirrels. So I actually I tried to shoo it.
Wait a minute.
Most birds I know fly away.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say.
Or just move. Yeah.
Yeah, Ted. At some point, someone. Yeah.
So I just tried to I tried to tap on the ground next to it. It wouldn't move, and then I left it there, and then I went in my car, and then I had a moment of conscience. I'm like, well, I don't want to leave this bird because it was a cold day. It was a cold outside.
Yeah, they're endangered species, right?
Well, I don't know about this one, but yeah. And against my better judgment, I'm just like, you know what? So I pulled up. I took out I got a golf towel in my bag. I picked. It was dry, by the way. I wasn't cleaning my clubs with it.
That's important, everybody.
You know, birds aren't real. You know that, Brooks?
I do. Angry birds.
Knows.
Yeah,
he knows what I'm talking about.
So I take the bird into my car, and it hasn't moved. So it's about a 35-minute ride home for me. So about for the first 15, 20 minutes, it's just
to
sitting
you
there.
right now. You think you have a dead bird in your car,
No,
or like a comatose bird?
No, it's just sitting there. It's got his eyes open and it's looking ahead.
Still in the car?
The bird is in the car?
It's in the passenger seat, and I'm looking at it, and it's like partially wrapped in a towel. And then about halfway home, it starts like moving, like that bird, like
you mean like it's realizing it's about to be sexually assaulted,
and then it actually started flying. It actually started flying around.
Rolls
in my
on
car.
the window like there's a fly in the car.
Yeah. It started flying.
And immediately gets hit by a truck behind him.
It started flying around in my car, and then it actually landed on the dashboard, and so it was actually sitting between the dashboard and the windshield the whole time.
And you have no idea what kind of bird it was.
No, it had like some weird crown.
Was it red?
No, it was like a gray bird with like almost like a reddish yellow crown. I took a picture of it. I'll send it to you guys later.
We want that posted.
Yeah.
That is absolutely going to be posted.
And then as soon as I got to my house, I took it out to triage it, and then it flew away.
What do you know?
Give it mouth to mouth
with special tiny
mouth to beak.
Special tiny instruments.
You're a veterinarian, but you don't know what species the bird was.
It sounds like the bird just wanted a free ride.
Yeah, well, actually, I think the bird just wanted to warm up.
So
Yeah.
wait,
And
what
once
if it was?
warmed up,
See,
fine.
I assumed you kidnapped it, but what if Brooks is right? What if it was just a hitchhiker bird?
Free bird.
Yeah.
Free bird.
Free bird.
Bird conspiracy.
Yeah, it flew to a nearby tree and never saw it again. So the end. Story's over.
So you must have done something really wrong to have a bird in your car because birds aren't real.
Well, it's funny. Like a few years ago, I was taking a walk, and there was a bird sitting on the sidewalk, almost eerily similar. But I want to say it wasn't a pigeon; it was something. But it was like, and I actually just moved it with my hand, and then I picked it up to like just move it off the sidewalk so it wouldn't get stepped on, and then it flew away. So it was that's like the second bird I've encountered in the last.
Ted,
few
bird
years.
whisperer. We know this, right? We see this, right? Ted's a bird whisperer. Okay, so is that the end of your bird stories?
Yeah, the story's over.
Okay. Oh no! I just want to
What
see
kind of
if you
bird
had-
is this?
All right,
the only bird I know about.
And then real quick before we get going, Tommy, Brooks, any good bird stories?
No, but I always wondered why you've never seen a baby pigeon. Do you know that?
This has got to be a joke.
That's actually a
right?
good question. That's actually a good
Have
question.
you ever seen a baby pigeon?
I never
Like a
have.
little?
No,
No, I've
I
never
never
seen a
have,
little
yeah.
pigeon.
I think they're born full grown.
So wait, a full-grown pigeon comes out of another full-grown pigeon's vagina.
No, I think they come out of eggs, if I'm not mistaken.
That egg would have to be as big as a pigeon. If that is, you know what? Now I'm totally freaked out. Now I'm going to be
birds
walking
aren't
around.
real. I mean,
They're
what
not
if
real,
ostrich
guys.
eggs are also pigeon eggs?
Oh man.
What about a baby kangaroo or a panda? Those are like weird looking. It's like a little yellow, like a little red
See, now you're just talking about all animals that lay eggs.
thing.
Wait,
Just, you know,
Kangaroos,
little,
kangaroos lay eggs.
talking about like a platypus.
come on. Come on. Okay, so I just want to say, before we get going, I want to do one thing because I learned something really funny today, and I just got to share this. You guys know that weird dude from Oath Keepers, that Stuart Rhodes?
With the patch,
Yeah. Do you know how he got that patch?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
softball.
No.
He was cleaning his gun, right?
Yeah, he was cleaning his gun. He dropped his shotgun, and it shot him. He shot himself in the face with a shotgun. Yeah. So he didn't need Dick Cheney.
All right, I
He
don't, feel
just-
so, I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah, can you believe? I always thought, because when I see guys with patches, I always like, oh man, all you need is a patch and like a ponytail, and then you're just like, you're the worst person on the planet.
He's one of Yale's finest.
He went to Yale?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I went
Law
to Yale.
school, yeah.
I wish I went to Yale.
That's not the guy that's the congressman or whatever.
No, he's on trial for sedition right now.
Yeah.
This guy.
There's a
He's
guy
the
with
he's
a
the leader of
patch.
the Oath Keepers or something.
Yeah, he went to Yale. He's a lawyer, Yale educated.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
That seems impossible. And
I know.
And he spouts all that stuff. He's got to be doing it for money,
Wait,
right?
what-
He knows it's fake. He's just doing it for
Well, I
money.
mean, when's the last time someone was tried for sedition? Like Benedict Arnold,
I don't
1775
know.
or something.
Did Benedict Arnold ever get convicted?
You didn't tell me this was going to be a history.
Yes.
I was
class,
gonna say,
man.
I'm amazed
I'm
you
not
guys have these
prepared.
facts.
All right, everybody, welcome
I don't
to
even know where Yale is.
Yeah, well, it's in that place over
Is
there.
it Connecticut?
I don't.
We're all
I
trying
don't
to
know.
figure this out
I have
now.
no idea. Is it in America? Yeah. Hey, man, I went to Eastern Illinois University. Illinois University. So I have no idea what's happening here. Okay, I think we're ready to get this. What do we call it? What did our astrologer call it? The Titanic? Didn't she say she's like the Titanic sunk? Yeah, that's what she said, right?
I thought it was the Hindenburg or the.
I don't think the Hindenburg sunk. I think
it was a big ball
burst
of gas.
into flames.
Ball
Yeah.
of gas,
Yeah.
That was
But-
a bad idea. For
But
the
you know
word.
what? I'm sure when people listen to our show, they do the same thing. Oh, the humanity. Oh. All right, let's do this. Hey, everybody. My name is Matt, and welcome to the Real Three Idiots podcast. We have another full house today, as you can tell. And tonight, it's going to be a stone cold groove, my man. With me, as always, are the brains of the operation, Mark and Teddy.
Hey. Ted won't speak.
Ted's miming everything for the rest of the show.
I have plausible denial. I'm blaming.
What?
I'm blaming the educated brother right there if anything goes bad. So right there.
You're
Who are you pointing? You're not into Tom?
I'm talking to the FBI, who's might be
Are there
taping
birds
this show
down
right
here?
now.
The
See, now he is.
FBI.
He's on board.
because of the kidnapping.
I mean the full-blooded Italian. I'm talking about the full-blooded Italians from the Wrestling Federation, not the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Anyone else know what he's talking about?
I have
Any-
no
yeah,
idea.
Okay.
And break.
The first edit ever. We're just going to edit those beeps you hear are just Ted rambling insanity.
He's writing this down now.
Oh my God. Okay, so today we are
Boobs.
talking cannabis, or what do you like to call it? Dope, weed? What's your favorite word for the sticky icky?
Well, I think cannabis is a good general term that covers edibles and
If you said
weed
cannabis
and
when I
everything
was
else.
in my 20s, I wouldn't know what the fuck you were talking
I
about.
would've
No,
thought you were
no, I
like
would've-
a
No way.
nerd. I wouldn't have bought weed for me.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
no.
wait,
Would you like my cannabis? Sir?
Yeah.
wait a minute. So in the dope community, if you say cannabis, you're a dork.
No, I
Yes,
mean, if you
yes,
wanna,
say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the professional term that
If
you
I'm
would
trying,
use
if
as
you want to
cannabis?
teach somebody something and that you want them to take you seriously, usually you would use the term cannabis. Most people don't want you to refer to it as weed because they.
What? Because weed is negative, right? Because that's like a negative thing.
Yeah, the stigma's definitely made it that way.
Okay. Well, here, I'll tell you what. That voice you hear is our weed expert, Brooks McCormick. So, Brooks, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Welcome.
I appreciate it.
And because I don't really know anything, and Ted knows absolutely nothing, did zero research, and Mark refuses to talk to me outside of the show. Yeah, we went golfing, and I'm like, hey, nice shot. And he just went, F you. That's it. He just whispers to me in a weird way. We're bringing in our very good friend, Tommy. Tommy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matt.
And here's the funny thing. I never thought Tommy would be on this show. right? Because I asked him if he listens. He goes, "Oh no, it's just like going to the bar with you and Ted, and you guys say you're stupid
Right.
shit."
and you know what? And I thought he was on the show before. That's why he's coming back on.
No, he wouldn't even listen to the show. It was so funny. I'm like, dude, it's it's a little bit different. He goes, do you guys talk about like jerking off? I'm like, well, yeah. He goes, do you talk about boobs? I'm like, well, yeah. He goes, okay, so it's just like at the bar, man. I don't need that, dude. Whatever. All right.
But
So
he found out that Brooks was going to be on.
yeah, well, that was the thing. So I called him. I said, Tommy, we're going to do a weed. I don't want to say cannabis anymore because I don't want to be a dork. I said, we're going to do a weed show. And I'm like, you know some about weed, right? He's kind of like that guy. I know the expert. I'm like, will you be on the show? And surprisingly enough, he said yes. I couldn't believe it, man.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, and I told Tommy I would tell the story about how I met Brooks, right? And I told him it's about laziness. So I'm driving around to different cannabis places. I can't believe I'm saying that. Dispensaries, okay. And I'm driving down Milwaukee. I'm driving on one of the busy streets. And I pull into one place and I go to talk, and they won't even give me the time of day, right? And I'm just like, screw you. So I go to pull out, and home is left. Okay, so I got to take a left in this busy street. It's like 4 lanes wide, and people are driving like lunatics.
Is this Devon in Milwaukee?
No, yeah, Milwaukee, yeah. So
I go to that one all the time.
Okay.
So you still buy your weed at Superdog?
Super.
Trying to get
From Dave.
You still score it from Dave at Superdog? Okay.
Hell yeah. I mean, Dave's got the best weed.
It's just hard to get in his parking lot.
Yeah. So I'm about to go home, and I'm just like, oh, screw it. I can't turn left. And I know there's a dispensary further the other way. So I'm like, okay. And I just turn right. I go to this other dispensary. I walk in, and I start telling my little story. Hey, man, I run a podcast, and blah, 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 and we're idiots and everything.
How did you get in? Because every time I drive by, there's
have a
an
guard.
enormous man standing in front of the door.
So everyone has a guard with a gun.
Yes.
Every dispensary has a guard with a gun. If you're super high, couldn't the guy just kind of like push you down and throw you out? I mean, you're already super high, man. How could you even fight back?
Well, I mean, already the people buying that product are like pretty like non-aggressive because they're already chilled out to begin with. So I can't. It's not like you're taking bath salt and like PCP or something. I mean,
You'd
taking.
be surprised.
Yeah, really.
What?
Oh yeah.
You sell PCP?
No, we
Oh,
don't. Well,
oh.
no. But we definitely. I mean, one thing I do try to even remind people I work with is that this is medicine for some people, and some people
That's what I
are
was gonna
coming
say,
in,
yeah.
and when they don't have their medicine,
They haven't had it
they,
yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. So it's
Yeah,
almost
they-
like a withdrawal.
oh, yeah.
So
Definitely.
prior to taking them, which
100%.
makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
maybe somebody that's used to having a joint every morning doesn't have their
So
joint.
they're
and all of a
they're
sudden-
agitated
Oh,
because they
yeah.
don't have their product. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
So Teddy, you're the same way with your crown, right? When you wake up, if you don't have a... if you don't... Is that winking mean I'm getting lucky after the show, or I should not say that you drink before work? No, I'm just kidding. Teddy, as far as everyone who's listening knows, he does. He does. All right. Okay, so before we get to talking about the dope, we need to do tips for 20s because we did not do that last week. Okay? And if you guys listen, you know that we give Teddy a break every once in a while, and we let somebody else do the tips for 20s.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought I was stepping on Teddy's toes.
I need some me time.
Oh, yeah. No. I've done it. Johnny did it when he was
Okay.
on the
No,
show.
you said that,
So,
yeah.
So Mark is going to do tips for 20s this week.
For our new people here, what is tips for 20?
You mean for the people who are on the show and have never listened to the show, you piece of shit?
Get with the program.
Okay, so
I missed a few.
Yeah. So tips for 20s is when Ted or whomever, but it's mostly Ted almost all the time.
yeah.
He gives tips to young people to help them, live a better life. To not make the mistakes that we make
It's like
every
just
day.
some insight. It's almost like Ghost of Christmas Future. It's like it might not be applicable to them, but you just say, hey, when I was in my 20s, if I had known this, I wish I had done that. Not that they're going to do it.
Ted, this is specifically applicable to them.
We're not telling them to walk into traffic, of course.
It may
That's
or may
not a
not
good
pertain
tip.
to 20-year-olds. I don't know.
Have you ever had someone in their 20s in front of you guys while you're giving the tips for 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've had a
Jackson's
couple.
been-
Yeah.
Jackson.
Jax.
and,
My son's been on the show a couple times. My friend Julia was on the show. She is in her 20s, and we've got lots of people that are younger that listen. So
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think it helps a lot. Here, Brooks, you're in your 20s.
I am.
Yeah, so that this
As far
ought
as
to
you're
help.
concerned.
As far as did you, Brooks? He lied to me. He's like, yeah, I'm like, I'm in my 20s. I'm like, are you in 20s? No, I'm not, man. Dude, I'm so fucking high right now. Okay, before we do this, I want to tell you this. Next week, Ted is not going to do tips for 20s. Ted is going to do, are you ready for this? Suggestions for 60s. Yeah. suggestions for 60s. So he's going to give, instead of tips, we've been doing this for almost a year, tips for just 20-year-olds. We're going to help out older people.
Ted is not 60 yet, so how is he qualified to give tips?
Well, it's about helping it's about demographics. Now.
But he was going to say helping old people.
No, but he's making Tom understands what it's about. Yeah. But why is it coming from somebody who's not
60?
I'm in my 50s, so I mean, I'm almost there.
If you just add 10 to Ted's age, he's 60.
Is this your way of attracting an older demographic to the podcast to increase your population?
Oh, hell yeah. I think, especially after this, I think old high people are going to love this show. I do. And, I can't even take credit for it. My buddy Pete, Pete, we play golf with him, right? He came up with that idea. So I want to, give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, that was a good suggestion.
All right, so Mark, before you do that, I got to do our sponsor.
Yeah.
And then you can do it, and then we can start talking about some dope, man. Because Brooks and Tommy are they're jonesing right now to start, spilling out the information.
We're waiting on you.
Oh man,
I don't like the word dope. That's a negative connotation too. I like the word
idiot.
Accessories.
Right.
Internal accessories.
That was always Kevin Matthews' line, right? With Jim Schwartz. Right. Why do you think they call it dope?
It's definitely fun to say dope around my father, though. He definitely seemed cringe a little bit every time. I'm like,
Does your dad like condone your dope working?
He's just okay with it at this point.
a job it's a job, right? You're into it, you like it, you're making a living out of it.
It's a growing industry.
Yeah, dude, it totally
literally
is.
Yes, sir.
Oh God, that's so.
I only have one quote unquote dope related story that I'll tell at some point, but I don't want to interfere. I don't step on anybody's toes.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so
could we just push off tips for 20s for a second and listen to Ted's dope related story? Go ahead.
I think I've told this. I've told this before.
We'll get to it.
But this is more for Brooks' benefit. So when I was when I was about 11 or 12, my mother, in her infinite wisdom, she took me to a local police headquarters just for no apparent reason to like a drug symposium, kind of like don't do drugs. I don't even because I haven't know.
It did not work for you.
I had no inkling to do drugs, so it was more for probably informational purposes. But yeah, so I thought it was just gonna be like the police talking like this is like the actual police station. You're in their briefing room that they're gonna be telling you, hey, don't do drugs. Blah, 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 stay straight and have a good day. Yeah, it's like a Faces for Death thing. They're showing like crime scenes with like drug deals gone bad, people murdered. They got like tables with like uppers, downers, roofies, reds, blues. Some guy took PCP. He thought he was Jesus. He put his hands out like this, and he stayed like that for a year, and they had to break his arms to get him to his casket after he died. So yeah, don't do that shit. PCP.
But this is
bad salt.
We're not saying drugs are bad.
Unless you're a horse and need to be tranquilized, then it's okay to take.
It sounds like it worked.
Fentanyl. Yeah, I was scared. I was scared straight. I was scared straight. I'm not touching that stuff.
When you smoke weed for that kind of trauma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I had to get high just to come down from that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that is terrible. Okay, so let me get to this real fast. So here we go. Are you like me? Do you love everything Abraham Lincoln? Have you visited the Lincoln Museum, his boyhood home, and checked out the Lincoln Library? Well, you aren't going to want to miss the newest addition to the Lincoln collection, the Abraham Lincoln Strip Club. The Lincoln Strip Club is an all-nude, just like the 16th President of the United States liked it, and though his initials were A.L., everybody called him Double D, because as everyone knows, Lincoln loved his sweater puppies. Lincoln was a hands-on president, and at the Abraham Lincoln Strip Club, it's hands-on too. Come on out to the museum during the day and the strip club to play. Next time you want to learn about the president that helped abolish slavery, take time to learn how he put the A in USA. Come on down to the Abraham Lincoln Strip Club and see what a real polling place looks like.
No address?
Is that real?
Yeah, fuck
and
yeah.
If so, where is it?
Oh, so hey, just real quick on a side note.
I used to hate Lincoln, but man.
On a side note, I don't know if you heard this, but in Chicago, they just defaced a Lincoln statue, like in Grand Park, and they said he was like a colonizer, which sort of doesn't make any sense.
What does that mean?
It means that, well, he's like Columbus. Like he came and he colonized people, like the British or something.
No.
Now we're comparing Abraham Lincoln to Christopher Columbus?
Somebody defaced his statue within the last couple of days.
PCP, guys.
PCP. Bath salt. Somebody obviously.
I don't know who it was, but the guy had his arms stretched out.
Somebody had their mind. Tom.
He just spun around with two
They
cans
couldn't get
of
him in the
spray
cop
paint.
car.
Tom, let me see your let me see your fingernails. Okay, yeah, there you go.
What the hell? So, oh man, you know what? We're not going to be left with anybody after we're done. Like after we go and dig back into everybody's past, because everybody's got skeletons. That's why 99% of people won't run for president, right? Because they just don't want to hear all that shit. Oh yeah, sure, I banged a couple of strippers, whatever, man. Okay, that's wow. Okay, I mean, I don't know. Abraham Lincoln seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
He's been canceled.
Yeah.
And speaking of canceled, Mark, time for tips for 20s.
See, now I got to get real serious here, right?
Oh, dude,
I do. I mean, I do have a good tip for 20s because it's something that was said to me, and I'm going to say it to our listeners.
All right.
Brooks included.
Stop touching
So
yourself.
it's
Extended eye contact
So-
there. This feels really directed at me. I'm ready for it. What do you got to say?
Stop wearing pants.
So
like that.
and this is great advice. It was on a card that my mom gave me when I was like 17, but it pertains more to 20-year-olds. So she gave me this cheat sheet when I was 17 and started dating and everything, and it was like 10 or 12 things that were appropriate or things it pertained to relationships. Okay, they were like one-line things. And one thing that stood out, and this is serious, Matt. This is tips for 20s.
That's why I'm not
this isn't
interrupting.
Ted doing it right now. I'm kidding. So the one thing that stood out to me, and I always thought about this, was always choose a date that would make a good mate.
What?
Choose a date that would make a good mate. That's my tips for 20s.
And I would say, what about all those hot and crazy chicks that you would never marry but are a good time? You're saying pass all that stuff up?
No.
I mean, I get that.
Okay.
You wouldn't accidentally have babies with her. Why you out with her in the first place?
What is a date? A date is an arrangement between two individuals, right?
Some fruit.
So you could break that down. A one-night stand or a hookup at a bar is not a date, right?
Yeah. Okay. No. You
So
know
I'm
what?
telling-
No, I can see
that
what you're
doesn't
saying.
always. I mean, so it is. I mean, you take it for what it's worth, but I think it's great advice. If you're looking for a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a girl or somebody. I mean, if you're interested in somebody or you're going to get interested, choose wisely, right?
No, I can
That's
see the
it.
difference between like going out with somebody. That's what Tommy's talking about, right? A hookup, a crazy broad, her friend.
Yeah.
It turns into, 3 days later, 6 bottles of wine, and you can't figure out why you got crabs. Yeah. Okay, so that's going out with somebody. But you're saying if you're going to pick a date,
Yeah.
if you got somebody like you're interested in like
Right.
going
If
out
you're
having
looking
a meal
for a
with,
relationship and you're going to choose a girl, that's the way you do it.
I wonder if Johnny Depp thought about that before he took Amber Heard out.
Oh, that was
a poor decision.
Probably
That was
after-
not a
probably
date.
after.
That was
she
like
figured she
Paul
was in
McCartney picking that other weird chick with the peg leg and
what?
Paul McCartney dated a pirate?
no, she went so his wife so Paul
There's
McCartney.
so much I don't know.
So I'm gonna
Johnny
tell you right
Depp.
now.
Yeah, he actually dated
Paul,
Johnny Depp.
So Paul McCartney was married to his wife. I think her name was Linda for like 35 years. Yeah. Good marriage. She passed away of cancer, unfortunately. Then he dated, of course, like the chick in her 30s. He's like 70, but he was Paul McCartney, so who gives a shit, right? So yeah, he dated the chick in her 30s, and she ran some PETA thing, but she was like an amputee, but she was hot.
She was on Dancing
was
with
an
the
amputee.
Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was actually she was actually on Dancing with the Stars.
I can't remember her name.
Wow.
Whatever.
But there were
gives a
some red
shit?
flags. So they were engaged, and I guess she threw a snit fit. So she like took of course, the $20,000 engagement ring because it's Paul McCartney, and like she like threw it into the river, the Thames River in Britain. But he still married her, and yeah, she raked him over the coals. She divorced him, and obviously she kind of had the bad publicity because it's Paul McCartney, so you can't say anything bad about that guy. But the point is, that was a bad decision.
I've already learned so much.
Sure, just
That
the
was
end
not
of
what
it.
I expected.
That is
Do you know who Paul McCartney is?
knows who Paul McCartney is. The
I
Beatles.
do know who Paul McCartney
But
is.
he chose a date that would make a good bait because he met her when he was like he was in his 20s when he met Linda.
Yeah, his
And
first
they
wife.
dated.
That was the first. That was the first
He's
one.
talking
Yeah.
about the second wife.
The
I
second
know.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was in his 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're in your 70s and
Yeah,
you're
you
dating
do
a girl
whatever
in
you
your
wanna do.
30s, you're not picking a mate. You're picking someone who will have sex with you because you're in your 70s and she's in her 30s.
Didn't Anna Nicole Smith marry that one oil billionaire who was like 85?
Yeah.
She met his titty bar, by the way, just FYI. So,
Wait, he met her at a titty bar?
yeah. It was like J. Howard Marshall or the typical billionaire name. And yeah, he was like 85 and yeah, he was a little pervy, but
I think he was in a wheelchair.
yeah, he was.
Was he really?
Yeah,
And
he
she would
was.
pose with him, like with her arm around him,
Yeah.
like smiling.
Yeah.
And she was madly in love with
Yeah,
him.
when you're making it rain with like $100 bills.
Oh my God, that is insane. Okay, so we got to start talking about dope, man.
Yes.
Okay, right now. Okay, so Brooks, you are a dope expert. Okay, and the first thing I always like to ask our experts when they come on, Give us a little background. How are you so expert in the marijuana?
This is fun. Well, so I'd say, I mean, I've been consuming cannabis for a long time. We'll use cannabis in that sense. I've been smoking weed for a long time. But also I've been studying it because I have always been interested in it. And definitely when I first heard about it, the idea that it could be used as a medicine was already around. So I was always told not to consume it. I mean, I went through the DARE program and all that, and just started questioning, like, I'd like to look into this a little bit more.
So you were using it before it was like legally legal.
Yes.
So it sounds like you were actually ahead of the curve at the time.
I mean,
Seriously, you're ahead of the curve.
No,
Sounds to me like he was a stoner.
No,
Yeah.
he's ahead of the curve. I mean, he's doing something where society frowned on it, and you still did it in spite of that, and now it's accepted mainstream. And not only accepted mainstream, they teach it in college.
Well, no, I was thinking you were ahead of the curve in the fact that you were interested in it on a bigger level, right?
Yeah, I can
medicinal
definitely
purposes or different strands or and all that stuff.
I can tell you the first video I ever watched on cannabis was how does a bong work? I just heard the term bong and I thought it was a funny word.
It is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's hysterical to me still. But I found this video of this guy in Amsterdam just explaining how his bong worked, and I thought, wow, it's so interesting. And then
And you were what, 11?
No, I was I was 15 years old.
Yeah. 15 years old.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
because you know what? Because it at the age, what do you like? You're in your 20s, 27-ish, right?
27,
27, yeah. I mean, videos have been out. All that stuff has been out. Everybody posts all that stuff. You know,
I couldn't even bathe myself at 15.
you see that? No,
I couldn't either. I could smoke weed though.
That's what's funny when you look at all these like prevention things, and they tell you all this stuff, and then you get a little more dose of reality, right? And you get to see all these different things, and people, you demonize it. Like at the beginning, dope was demonized, right? I mean,
Definitely.
there was a point when it became illegal, right?
Yeah.
So,
But it was politicized. I mean, it was more politicized because the bottom line is like when something's illegal and the government's getting their share of it, then it's illegal. But as soon as it's legal, then as long as the government's getting their taxes, like it's like gambling, right?
Well,
as long
that's
as
why they made it legal,
Of
so
course,
that
yeah.
they could get.
exactly, yeah.
Their
So it's
share.
all situational, obviously.
oh yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so not only are you kind of into that, but now this is weird to me when you told me this. You grow seeds or you make seeds? I don't understand.
So I actually run a seed bank, but I'm a medical patient, so I also grow as well. It's one of my favorite hobbies, actually. I mean, that's what I am going to school for. In this economy, it's very hard to afford school, but I am going to go to school and learn how to grow, and would like to work for a craft grow operation at some point and get to actually do that. But for now, being able to teach other medical patients how to grow is one of my favorite things. I have countless people that I've helped just, get their first seed popped, and it's been a year or two now, and they don't have to go to the dispensary as much.
So do you grow year round? So it's
I do.
indoors? Okay.
Yeah, I have my own tent and everything.
Okay.
Wow, that is pretty cool. I mean, that's so. When I knew about dope in college, seeds were bad. You didn't want any seeds. You did not want any seeds.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So so this is kind of cool, Tommy.
Yes.
You have not been getting high since you were 11.
That is true.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Tommy's a little bit older than I am, right? You're in your 60s.
I'm 68.
68.
Brooks said 15 now.
Could have fooled me.
Oh, 15. Sorry. Okay. So 68. Okay. So when did you start getting into the dope?
I believe I was a senior in high school. I remember trying it a couple of times, being a little nervous and thinking I wasn't getting high, and eventually I did. Smoked quite a bit of weed in college, went through certain periods of my life. It used to, at times, especially when I started working, it would make me paranoid. Whatever mood I was in, it would accentuate it. So if I was on vacation or something, I'd be happy. If I was worried about school or worried about work, I would freak out and just like constantly worry. I stopped doing it for years, and I remember the first time that I started again was probably right after I graduated from college. And we were in Hawaii, and we were on a beach, and we literally went up to a guy who was parking cars at a restaurant and said, "Hey, where can we get some weed?"
The valet,
Maui, Wowie. The valets always know. Yeah. Went down on the beach. I have 4 sisters and a brother. We're all down there, and we got high. I had the time of my life. I go, wow, this Maui Wowie is awesome. And then years later realized it was more the environment that I was in that made it fun for me because I was in such a good, relaxed kind of mood. I'm still a little like that. I'm retired, so I don't worry about work and that kind of stuff anymore. But definitely if I go to an outdoor concert or something like that, it's much more fun than doing it sitting at home doing nothing or whatever.
So when you were in Hawaii, you bought it off somebody the valet sent you to.
Yes.
So here's how different it is.
No,
right
actually,
now.
the valet sold it.
Oh,
to
he did.
us,
Okay,
or got it for us.
I knew a cab driver that sold weed out of his cab.
Yeah.
But so when you were in a senior in high school and into college, where did you buy your weed? What was your source?
Just new dealers. Right?
Okay,
You buy
so,
a lid or whatever
right.
we called it, or
Okay,
a half
okay.
ounce, and that kind of thing. It was
Sure.
like Mexican ditchweed.
Okay.
Oh, we got Thai stick. Oh, we got Colombian. So there would be different things so they could charge more money. And
Right,
definitely some weed was a little stronger. Than
Okay,
the other.
so that leads me into this then for Brooks. I walked into your weed store and there must have been 50? Was there 50 different kinds of things in there?
Strains,
Bud,
strains,
of
yeah.
flour.
At any given moment, I would say there's probably about 300 to 400 different items on the menu.
No. Okay. So
But they're not all. It's not all smokable.
Edibles, right? Edibles. and-
Yeah, it could be edible, smoke. I would say as far as flour goes, that's probably what we carry the most of, that and cartridges. But as far as the strains go, yeah, I definitely more than 50. It's you go nose blind to it at some point. You don't smell it anymore.
Are you a bud master by any chance?
I've never heard that term, but I'll take it.
That's the consultants, the cannabis consultants who
like
help
a bud,
you pick
like
out
a bud. Okay, so
bud
like
tender.
bud tender.
That's right, bud tender. Yes.
I would love to talk about how controversial of a term that is. I
What?
love people. So there's a community on Reddit, and especially here in Illinois, known as Illinois Trees, and this is one of the most knowledgeable groups on cannabis in the state, but also one of the most aggressive and toxic groups in the state because they'll criticize you for everything. One of those topics is the concept of a bud tender. They look at it as just a sales associate. You're a cashier. You don't know anything about the product. Your opinion doesn't change.
So when somebody walks in, it's their job to sell them what they're looking for. If they don't know what they're
help
looking for,
help them
yeah.
find what they're looking for. But I'm guessing they want you to be licensed and be educated, and so they can be more important, right? So you can't just say you're a bud tender.
Definitely. I think there's a lot of people are cynical because it is pretty hard to get that job in this state.
Oh, okay. I got you.
You don't have to go to school necessarily to do it, but you do need to be pretty knowledgeable on the subject. And there's many people that they're not looking for, and there's a very limited amount of dispensaries open right now. So I do see some people just being bitter about it, and that's kind of where that stems from.
That seems crazy. I mean, it's like if you're good at what you do and you're okay at what you do, it's just so weird. Okay, so do you sometimes, and before we get into all the different stuff, do you sometimes like just go into other stores, right, just to mess with people and ask them questions and then be like, wrong, you're a dick and an idiot?
I wouldn't say I go in there with the
You
intention.
do.
Only on Tuesdays. No, I would say I'm guilty of, holding my knowledge over people at some points, but I try not to, especially when someone gives me the wrong information, and I know that it is. I've been to places where they've tried to tell me that something, an indica, we'll use the term, an indica was actually a sativa, something that was going to bring me up. It was something that was going to put me down. I sat there and I told him, I was like, you're giving me the wrong information.
Dude, you know what? I so badly want to hang out with you and just go to a couple of stores and just be like, okay, and now, Brooks, tell him why he's wrong.
Well, I liked it when it was simpler. I've got to tell you, there's something because you're talking about vaping it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, which is the most popular, I think, avenue now, right?
Definitely.
Edibles are probably right there.
Yeah.
And then the least popular is a bong, a joint, right?
Well, it depends. I think there's the people who like to have the tradition kind of thing.
Yeah.
The thing about vapes is it's so discreet that you
Right.
literally could sit there in a bar and bend down and tie your shoe and take a couple of hits and come back up and no
And
one
that's
would
what's
know the
happening all the
difference.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wait a
yeah.
minute. Tommy and I were out at the bar a couple weeks ago. You tied your shoe like 9 times. What the hell?
And he was wearing flip-flops. What's going on here?
I actually thought you were special, and I was going to help you. Okay, so Brooks, give us a little, just like without getting too into it. Give us what are some of the different kinds? 'Cause you just mentioned indica and sativa. Like, what are the different things, and what do they do? Like,
I mean, I guess it's just as far as different kinds of cannabis goes. We'll start with just flower, and indica and sativa is the main thing that we like to focus on. But there's a common misconception. A lot of people like to say indica couch, even though I did refer.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, and a lot of people like
I told you that.
So these are the two. These are the two main.
The two main types of cannabis that are in the major market
Okay,
today.
okay.
And there are further. I have books that go down further as far as like Afghanica and things like that. But we'll stick with sativa and indica.
Okay.
One of the common misconceptions is that you shouldn't smoke sativas at night and you shouldn't smoke indicas in the morning or daytime because it's going to have adverse effects.
Okay.
Now, for somebody who may be struggling with pain, they need something to help with pain. Sativa doesn't usually help with pain because it can be more of a head high, it can be more euphoric, it can actually give you more of a body like buzz. And I find that recommending an indica to somebody to smoke in the morning in a different dose or a different kind of indica, because that's another thing. Everything's a hybrid these days. It's easier to sell when it's an indica or a sativa. If you just tell everyone, hey, it's all hybridized, it just confuses people. You need to point them in some direction.
So, okay, so when people come in, so it's like the average guy, like you work for like an 8-hour shift, okay? Mm-hmm. The people that come in, do they know what's going on, most of them, or do they not know what's going on?
50-50. So there's still a lot of people that are trying to learn about it, I'd say, and they're just trying to come in and, get a little more information than maybe what they had and not be embarrassed about asking their friends, because, I don't know, at least around my friends, some of them are embarrassed to ask questions.
I have an embarrassing question.
Ask it.
Yes, you should go
seriously. What do you need to be able to buy weed now when you walk in the store?
That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's money.
Nothing.
So it's completely
money.
The whole prescription thing.
A state ID card.
That's it. Yeah. So
how old do you have to be?
And cash,
21.
right? Is it all cash?
It's all cash. Yeah.
21. Okay, so
Technically,
21
yes.
cash.
Debit card.
Debit card. So just a form of cash. It's like an ATM withdrawal.
Okay.
But yeah, they will not take credit. Certain places around the country have credit programs, a legal front, but that's
the mafia. It's called
Now, see, I always thought that was
Buying
curious
it from
because
David Superdog.
Because every dispensary, and I've been to a few dispensaries, and actually I met a gentleman similar to you who was very helpful, gave me a lot of useful information. But the fact that they take cash only, it seems like that's like rife for like embezzlement, where versus like credit cards.
Except that it's not legal federally, so the banks can't handle the cash.
So it's that silly stuff like when they banned online poker, but they have online sports betting like DraftKings. Yeah, so it's just semantics. It's just semantics.
So anybody 21 and over with a debit card or cash can buy weed in the state of Illinois as well as other states.
Oh, it's 21. Yes. It's not 18. Is it
21?
Oh, it's 21. I didn't know that. Okay.
Unless you're approved by the state.
Yeah. Or you have a
for medical
prescription, right? If you're 18,
if you can,
or any age,
you can. I mean, there are people in the state. I think as low as 16 that have medical prescriptions, and it's.
Do they come in the stores too, or would they get it from another source, from a hospital or a pharmacy?
No, they would still get it from a dispensary. Usually, you would need a guardian.
But pharmacies sell it, right?
Pharmacies do not sell cannabis. They sell
they
sell a synthetic form of cannabis.
Okay.
Made by a big pharmaceutical.
Like I know if you go to like a vape shop, they sell like a CB. It's whatever it is.
CBD oil, yeah.
But it's like a nothing burger. It's like you would.
No, I use that on my shoulder when I had the torn muscles and everything. Yeah, when I tore the muscles on my shoulder, my biceps. Yeah,
right.
I was using that, and the cortisone shot seemed like it helped a lot.
And Ben Gay.
Yeah, I don't know him, but yeah, he probably would have helped too.
So here's my question. So obviously you have the people who get the flower, the botanical, for medical purposes, which I understand. And then you have the people who get it recreationally. So so if I came in as a novice with zero background and I said I just want something recreationally that's going to put me in a good place mentally, what would you recommend? So
me personally,
yes,
I'm going to recommend like a pre-roll or something, like a joint, or if you want to pack it in a pipe yourself, I'd recommend flower.
But this is like a non-medical, I don't have a medical card, so I just go into
when you say flower, you're just talking about
just the regular buds, the weed.
Yeah. Oh, but
the
you
dope,
have
the cannabis.
Oh, you can buy that. You can get
the product now. At least I was just in Michigan. is almost exactly the same. Medical versus recreational. They
Really?
stopped saying
Really?
this is only for medical. All it does is you don't have to pay the 30% tax if you have a medical card, which I just called my doctor and I said, my back hurts. Can you sign
there's
a
a thing.
thing
Okay.
and ask and give me a medical card?
Got
And
it.
he goes, have you tried it before? I go, yeah. And he goes, and it helps? I go, yeah, sure, no problem.
So
And
if
he
you have
just
the medical
literally
card,
signed
you
it.
come in and you don't pay tax.
Right.
You pay, it's
30% less probably.
Yeah, 2 1/4.
Oh my God! Okay.
As opposed to anywhere varying from 36 to 41% tax.
So I'm sorry, you said
Wow.
pre-roll. Is that what you said? I
Yeah.
actually never heard. I never heard that term.
It's
Just a joint.
cigarette, yeah,
Just a
joint.
joint. Yeah.
Pre-roll.
And you can get that at a dispensary without a medical card.
You can, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
you can
gonna
walk in and
You
grab
can get
a joint.
anything.
That's I'd say most people, especially people.
Y'all
that-
dip it.
Yeah, I'm sure in the
Yeah,
future
They have little
there
little
will be a
packets.
way.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So back in the 70s and 80s, before you existed, when people went to get like really high and like stupid high, other than like sniffing like paint thinner, they say you would dip a
what?
cigarette in. Remember, dip a cigarette in formaldehyde. Remember that?
What?
That's
No.
what I was
You don't remember
talking
that?
about right now. Dipping it.
I thought you were talking about like chewing tobacco.
No,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I-
that's
you're
what I
too
read.
young.
I'm a
You don't even
wrestler.
know that. You
We're,
know,
we're talking
man.
about killing some brain cells, brother.
Yeah.
No, they used to dip it. They used to roll a joint and dip it.
I didn't know that. I thought you meant dipping like
No.
chewing tobacco.
Yeah, I thought you could like skull it up, man.
No. Well, you thought I was talking about like a beef sandwich, right, man?
Yeah, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about
that was the
a
original.
beef
That was back in the day before there was this level of sophistication.
that
That
That's how
sounds
people.
terrifying.
Yeah, it is terrifying. Yeah,
it
because
is.
you get an immediate high, but then you just have brain damage for the
Yeah,
rest of
then
your life.
then
yeah.
you die.
Exactly.
Okay, so one of the reasons I want to do this show because I watched this documentary thing, I don't know, like 5-6 years ago. Okay, this little girl, she's like 8 years old, and she is sick, right? And the dope is the only thing that can help her through her pain, right? Doctor says, hey, you can do it, and the mom could not get this.
I remember that story.
This stuff for her.
I vaguely remember that story.
And this
yeah.
kid, they're showing her. It was terrifying, and she's crying. She's in so much pain, and it's obvious that there's this thing that can help. But whatever crazy backward ass Alabama or Georgia town that she
Republicans.
lived in, right? They wouldn't allow it. Yeah, no, little girl, okay, no, and so it freaked out. So. And she would go to school, right? She would have to leave the property to take like whatever this was so that she could get through the day. And the kids in her class, are you ready for this? She's like in 4th grade, are like yelling at her, bullying her, and calling her like a dopehead and shit because she needs this to live. I think she has some kind of cancer or something.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is, we everybody's so negative about this. Like you can't tell me what the difference between
Here's the thing.
alcohol
I
and
don't think
pot
it's negative.
is.
I think people are just uninformed. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not intelligent, but they have no concept of what they're even looking at.
But you know what?
So they have no concept. So they don't understand. So they can't put themselves in that
was
shoe.
that was 8 years
in those
ago or
shoes.
5 years ago. It's different.
No, I think it
now.
was a long time. I think it was more. I think it was like 15.
It's a
years
little
ago.
bit
I-
different
How many
now.
people had to go through that?
I know. No. It's been. But we're moving to a better place now.
But are we really? It's not even legal federally, even though you can go to all these different states and get it.
Yeah.
The federal government is too goddamn stupid to
No,
just
they
say
just don't want the money right now. It's the money.
they don't need the money.
No.
They have our money.
Well, look how progressive Amsterdam is, right? With the red light district. I mean, I'm not talking about the prostitution element. I'm talking about like the shooting galleries in the park. I'm not saying that you should be shooting heroin or all the bad stuff. But the point is, the government basically allowed people to do those things. I'm not saying the government sponsored or gave it to them, but they gave them a forum to do those things without fear of prosecution, is my understanding.
But let's face it. You look at something like oxycodone or even Norco and stuff like that. There is absolute medical reasons for taking Norco or something like that, a painkiller when you're in pain. But people do it recreationally, and that's a whole nother story.
Far more
to
dangerous,
do that and can cause problems. Same thing with young kids smoking marijuana. I don't want my frickin' kids when they're under 21. All right, let's face it, they're 18, 19, maybe. It's not good for them, and studies have shown that it affects their brain development and stuff when you're doing it when you're young. So I don't think it should just be free to do it. I think it should be controlled, but as an adult, I think that you should make a decision.
I mean, I don't know.
Brooks, you disagree with that or agree?
No, I agree with that 100%. I think a lot of people just wanted to. I think there was a big push for weed to be legalized, and so there was a lot of things. A lot of people like to say cannabis is non-habit forming. That's one of the things I hugely disagree with.
Or a gateway drug, right?
Or
they
a
always say
gateway
that's
drug.
a gateway. And I don't
It
agree
very
with
well
that.
can
I
be.
don't.
No,
you
well,
think-
it could
in my
be.
opinion,
Yeah,
I think
You
it very
think
well
you really
can be.
can?
Yeah,
Okay, so
of course.
But I think there, in order for it to be legalized, we had to ignore it. And it was a big money-making opportunity. I'm not saying it's bad, but I do agree, like, at a very young age, wait and hold off.
Sure.
I mean, you have the rest of your life to enjoy it.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, I mean, how much of escape from reality do you need? I mean, you take some alcohol, you take some flour, some botanical, whatever you want to call it, and you get to a good place mentally for a while. But, I mean, why do people take fentanyl or stuff that you know it can kill you? You hear about, I mean, to this day, like in Ohio, especially the Midwest, fentanyl overdoses. I mean,
Well, they don't know they're taking
accidental.
it, though. I mean,
Oh, they really?
Most of the time.
I think I've heard people
I don't even know what that looks like. What is even fentanyl?
Well, the majority of overdoses right now are
Ted,
accidental.
Ted, are you,
Right.
are you pretending like we don't know what fentanyl looks like?
I have no idea what it looks like.
it can come in a patch form. It can come in
What's
a
a pen?
powdered form. I actually used to work in a pharmacy before
Yeah.
I was in the cannabis industry.
But
and
it looks nothing like botanical or marijuana.
no, it's
completely different.
Yeah, it's definitely made in a lab.
If I see a powder, any type of powder that looks like strychnine or succinylcholine or rat poison, I'm not taking that shit. I don't care. And if someone says, "Hey, take this," who's going to take that?
See, you know what though? I don't see
Anything in white-
marijuana being a gateway drug. I don't see people saying, like, I I like to get high, I like to relax, like Tommy. Tommy's like, oh, I like to go out. If I'm going out, I like to do this. If I'm at a family party, I like to do that. I don't see his sister coming up to him and saying, Tommy, how about a little H?
Yeah. Has anyone?
yeah,
has
no,
anyone,
but it's too
has anyone
late.
died
There is a
from a
point.
marijuana overdose
No,
in the history
not-
of
never.
ever? Yeah, never.
They just done something stupid.
Yeah,
while they
that's
were
fine.
high. That's it.
Oh yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like I feel like
It's okay to be stupid, by the way.
Oh yeah.
it's perfect for us. I'm
Every day.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure that
Stupid and happy.
that would be the perfect thing to listen to this show. Yeah, but I feel like people like have it's like people say like drinking is okay, but getting high isn't, right? And how many times have you heard somebody like being high and driving and running 10 people over or getting drunk and
Or
shooting
wrecking
up
their
somebody?
liver, or
Right.
Well, I mean, alcohol obviously causes cirrhosis. Whatever metabolism in the liver. But yeah, I don't know. Like smoking like a lot of botanical or flower. Yeah, you might be not the most productive person ever. But the point is, you're probably going to be relatively healthy when you recover from that, and you're not going to go
smoking
out.
weed is worse than smoking cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
so vape.
Wait, let's
Brooks, true
No, I
or
mean, that's
false?
what they say.
Let's think about that. Let's think about that.
I like healthy debate.
But you don't smoke 20 marijuana cigarettes a day.
Well, I mean, that's what I read.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Sure.
read that like smoking a joint is worse for your lungs and your
no
respiratory
filter
system
and
than-
stuff. That's
than-
probably true.
I heard
Than a
I heard
cigarette,
I heard
like it's-
I heard vaping is actually worse for your lungs than actually smoking tobacco.
I think the old stuff had some sort of chemical in it that could affect your lungs, and they have kind of changed
like
that
the oils
now.
in it
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Brooks, yes or no?
The one thing that's consistent about all of these things is there's no actual proof
Okay.
or really long-term studies to have been done to prove any one of those points.
Okay.
As far as vaping goes, we've seen studies of people adding things into vapes and making them far worse for you. The ones you get at the dispensary are not going to have those additives in it, hopefully, as far as I'm concerned at this point. But the motivation behind that was less cannabis product, less money to be spending, more money to be made for the dealer who's on the black market. As far as cannabis being bad for you, I can totally see that being worse for you if you're getting it from the black market and you don't know where you're getting it from. People grow with pesticides. People grow with fungicides to get a larger yield, to keep bugs away.
So you're inhaling that.
If you're inhaling
ingesting
that,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, what's different
Yeah,
than
you're inhaling a carcinogen.
for sure,
basically, Yeah.
exactly. The paper you're smoking it out of also has carcinogens in it. There's a lot of things that I think are just being ignored.
Okay.
So what's like a quote unquote like legal drug right now that you think might be because I have no idea. I'm just as a made up question.
Kratom.
Kratom.
Kratom is a drug you can buy in almost every smoke shop, and it's made for people to help get off heroin addiction and opioid addiction,
Really?
essentially. And most people that I know that have gone to Kratom to help with them, it's just a replacement, and it's just a way for somebody to legally make the money off them. It's not a drug dealer making money off of that addiction anymore.
That's a type of drug that should be prescribed and dosed down, like weaned, like a heroin addict taking. I forgot what methadone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start off and then you slowly wean off of that. replacement of the heroin.
Yeah.
But buying it just willy nilly, walking in the store is probably very dangerous. Yeah,
that's the crazy thing. You can go in and it's just hanging on the wall.
Yeah, and tobacco stores are everywhere, so that's actually more insidious because there's tobacco. I mean, it's harder to go to a dispensary because you need an ID to get in. Tobacco stores, they're a dime a dozen. You can go. I mean, vape smokes, tobacco stores, they're everywhere.
Now they're all called vape shops.
Vape shops,
pretty much.
So they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So.
Okay, so let's get back to the fun stuff. Okay, so guy comes into your store, Brooks, and he says, "Hey man, I'm gonna go and I know, I'm gonna go see a nice concert. Creedence Clearwater Revival is playing, right?
So the person is obviously 60 or older.
I'm
man.
going to
That
see Lyle Lovett
awesome.
on Saturday.
Okay, all right. So here,
Lyle Lovett on
let's
Saturday.
use
Julia
Mark
Roberts.
as an example.
He's married
Okay,
to
so
Julia Roberts.
Mark's going to see
30
Lyle
years.
Lovett. Lyle Lovett is horrible,
And John Hyatt.
I'll go with you.
Oh
But he
my
was married to
God.
Julia Roberts, so he must have something.
I'd go
going
to
for him.
that.
Ted thinks they're still married. By the way.
Okay, so he's going to see Lyle Lovett and John Hyatt, okay, and he wants to take something that will kind of help him to enjoy it, obviously not sleep
No, I'm
through
taking
it.
my wife.
Okay, so he wants to get rid of that and take something. He's bringing his wife.
Hey, now.
And he wants to get nice and high, but he wants to have that up. What would you tell him? He walks into your store and he tells you that story. What would you tell him to buy?
So the first thing I'm going to ask you is I'm going to say, do you want to smoke something? Are you going to be somewhere you want to smoke it? Are you comfortable doing that? Are you going to want to take an edible?
Man, I haven't smoked.
I say take an edible and bring the vape with you to kind of kick it up after it starts to wear off.
But listen, don't wear slip-on shoes because you're wasting enough.
I have not smoked. I have not gotten high in 25 years. If I were to smoke weed again, I would smoke it, not vape it. Not eat it. I'd probably smoke it.
Don't do it for the first time
or a one-hitter
at a
or-
concert.
Well, I think
No, and I'm not going to do it on the campus at Northwestern University
I think
in Con Auditorium.
because smoke applies. I mean, smoking. There's nothing wrong with smoking, but the point is, you got that odor. So the vape is less odor. You're masking the odor.
Right.
So would edible be the best option if you're in public per se?
If you are trying to hide the fact that you've consumed cannabis,
It's all about hiding stuff.
I mean, a lot of people also tell you edibles can be much more psychedelic. And you can always take too many edibles. And I've been at many concerts and seen that before.
And they kick in slower or
Sometimes.
So your standard edible. So say your standard indica edible is like 10 milligrams of THC. Like what's too much? Like if you took would you take 5
Everybody's
edibles?
so different, and that's just the state that's the standard. You can get a 10 milligram gummy or chocolate here. In some states, they used to have these gummies out in like California and Colorado. They were 400 milligram Chiba Chews.
Yeah.
400 milligrams.
I mean, you would just be completely. I'm not saying you go crazy, but you just be so
disassociated
relaxed.
at that point. I feel like and people would take those on the daily. So
Wow.
So for somebody like
You all right, Matt?
let's just use,
Sorry, I'm choking on my beer.
let's just use my mom for example, who really doesn't. She had no real experience with edibles, but wanted something. I gave her a 5 milligram edible, and she was very high in her own words for the entire night. But it's also a very foreign experience for her.
So how long would that take to kick in an edible like a gummy?
45 minutes, probably half hour to an hour.
So it's not like smoking it.
But that I think personally, I love edibles. Okay, I never would do them before, and you hear these stories. Oh, I ate a pot brownie, and 15 minutes later I didn't get high, so I ate another one, and then I was up for 3 days.
That's the only edible I ever had. We had a bartender who used to make them at home. She used to make them. Oh my God, Joe! She used to do. Oh, they were incredible.
But they're so controlled. You can get 2 milligrams, 2.5, 5, 10, which is what I like about them. So I would say you start out with 2.5. I would say 90% of the time you go, I didn't feel anything. Okay, well then take a 5. Okay, I got a buzz, and maybe it's good enough. And then you go to a 10, but because it's controlled, and the reason why I like it is because once you take it and you get off, probably for 2-3 hours, you reach this plateau where you're feeling really good and you stay there. It's not like you smoke and get high and then a half hour later you out and smoke again. So then maybe after 2 hours, like I said, take a hit off a vape or take another 5 or something like that.
So it's a really
microdosing.
it's a controlled high, right?
Yes,
you know what you're getting into.
I mean, is
Yeah,
it
that's cool.
even a high, or is it like more like a relaxation thing? I mean, like a high. I mean,
it's definitely a high.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say if you took a 5, most people, and nobody told you or you didn't know that you took it, you would just think you were in a good mood.
Right,
It's not like
okay.
you're hallucinating or something.
So these are just
like
terms.
that.
These are just terms we use, but it's just really if you didn't know what you were looking at, then that's what you would feel like.
Okay, so Brooks, let me ask you this. So say some guy wants to feel super high, like just flipping out kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you tell him to do?
I tell them to do exactly what I do when I go to a concert, and I mean that's 100% honest with you.
I was going to say, what's your regimen? I'm going to write this down.
I get the highest milligram edible I can possibly get, and let me explain this to you. I'm a daily smoker for the past 10 years. Edibles don't hit me the same way they hit everybody else, so I don't take them all that often. But when I do, I overwhelm my body with THC, which sounds so unhealthy. I literally, it's the same concept of a guy taking way too many shots in 15 minutes and blacking out right there on the spot.
So that's Teddy and I call that Tuesday night.
Well, we don't
by
want
the way.
that. So what is the highest milligram THC tab or gummy you can buy legally?
You can get 100 milligrams.
This should be on tips for
Yeah.
20s.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
And
writing this down.
So
I've never seen that before.
I'm not saying.
So how do you?
Don't
I
do
don't
as I
understand.
do. Don't
Back
do
up,
what I
back up.
do.
You started telling how you overdose your
So
body.
what do you
with
do?
THC.
400 milligrams? What do you do?
I don't try to go towards 400.
So
I
you
mean,
smoke
I stay
before you
around-
take the? Are you saying you smoke before you take the?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I'm
Because
a
it
pretty
doesn't hit you
regular
like normal
consumer.
people, so you
Yeah.
want to be high already when you take that, so that kicks you up a notch.
I'll provide you guys with a real life example. So I went to a Chicago Fire game a couple weeks ago for my girlfriend's birthday, and I was,
It's a football, soccer for those listening.
yes,
and I mean I really like Soldier Field. I never gotten to sit so close, and I wanted to experience it from kind of an elevated point of view. So I got there, sat in their parking garage. We were in the car. We smoked, but I had an edible, and the edible. We were talking 30 to 45 minutes to kick in. These goobies they have that are 100 milligrams for whatever reason hit me in about 15 minutes. I start feeling it instantly.
Did you have anything to drink with that, or just strictly
No,
edibles?
that was just edibles.
And any food that day?
And yeah, definitely, I ate.
Okay,
I if a lot of
Waffle House? I'm kidding. There's no Waffle House.
Taco Bell,
That's
Taco
a trick.
Bell.
That's a trick. I mean,
at
love-
least 3
love-
times
love
a week.
Love Taco Bell.
you got
It's so much better.
I imagine if you took a 100 milligram edible, you would stop at like White Castle. You stop at
an hour
Taco
later.
Bell,
Domino's.
Taco
So,
Burrito King.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know that if you guys saw me at a soccer game,
Yeah.
you would know that I was high.
Yeah.
I'd have
it's
to
a
be
soccer
high to go to a soccer game.
I
as
don't
well.
play soccer. Soccer is my girlfriend's thing, and I will say I thoroughly enjoy it because she will be listening to this later. But I do like to sit there.
You
and,
need to appease her.
Yeah, some of those things are just way funnier. Like I mean, especially a
Yeah.
sport I don't understand.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to. If I'm laughing at
Like
myself,
hockey.
that's fine. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand.
no.
hockey,
What's
so-
a blue line?
I will tell you this. As weird as this sounds, our buddy Brian was on the show. He had like watch parties for like the World Cup and stuff, and I never really appreciated it. Right
At 7 a.m.
Well, no. I mean, we were watching. His wife was a Scandinavian of some sort, and they were in the championship and everything. But the last couple of years, I've been watching it, and if you can't appreciate what those guys can do with a ball and their feet,
Oh, forget they're the greatest
Dude.
athletes.
dude,
It
is
amazing.
athletically
there's a lot of-
speaking, they're in incredible shape.
You ever see cricket
Yeah.
though? That's kind of fun too.
Cricket's- I do not understand.
I'm
cricket.
not.
I tried
I'm not
watching
knocking
it.
the sport because
Exactly.
Taft just beat Lane last night in double overtime.
in soccer.
Yeah, and they're playing for the city championship right now.
Oh, congratulations to Taft. I think my mom went to Taft.
My boys are at 10.
Wait,
well,
so-
my
so I
youngest is at
so I
10.
think the takeaway from this is like picture the most like the thing you never want to do, the most boring thing, like for example, hunting, fishing.
Oh no,
Camping.
don't hunt
Hunting
high.
high?
But-
That's
Yeah, I would
not a good idea.
Don't handle a gun high.
But now you're super high, so it seems so much fun.
I hear
I mean,
Cheney
not-
was high
Brooks
last
does
time he
not
went
recommend
hunting.
that.
I mean, maybe not hunting. Yeah, fishing, camping, just something where it's
How
like
about fish-
let's get up at 4 a.m. and
Wasn't
drive
that-
out to this lake
wait.
in the middle of
Let's
nowhere.
get Teddy high and put a treble hook in his hand.
Oh my God! Could you? I bet that guy Rhodes. I bet that guy from the
yeah, he
the
was
thing. I
high.
bet he was high as shit when he
I'm gonna
dropped his
smoke this
gun and
weed
shot
and fix
himself
my
in the
gun.
face. So that is crazy. But all right, so Tommy Usher, do
Yes.
you 100 milligrams? If you took 100 milligram edible, do you think you would die?
I don't think they make 100 milligrams. So the most I've ever taken at once.
Do they?
They do.
The most
Really?
I've ever taken at once is 10 milligrams, and maybe 5 later on, but typically 5 or 10 is
Holy
all I
crap!
ever
So
do.
could you imagine 100?
No.
Like I said,
my
there used to be
God.
like
100 is an
400.
entire
Where do they
container.
sell-
That's
where do they
right.
sell
Yeah,
something
that's
like that?
dangerous.
Where do they have something like that?
All the dispensaries.
Really?
Yeah,
So you can
100 milligrams is the standard package size.
But it's
So
but
like-
it's not
Here's a
one.
game-
It's not
10
one
All right,
item.
all right. Here's a game.
Hold
Do you-
on, hold on.
Here's a game that you could play at work. Could
How-
you tell?
how high
All
is
right,
this
no,
guy?
you could tell. No, this guy walking in, 10 milligram, 50 milligram.
No.
Here's 100 milligram. This fucker's getting 100 milligram. You can't tell. You won't. You
I
can't-
mean,
it has to be fun.
man,
that
that
would be a
gets
good
plays
game.
into like stereotyping somebody. But I've definitely seen
course.
somebody walk in that I'm like, I know I will smoke weed with you if you came over to my apartment. I know you could keep up with me.
But I mean, if you own a liquor store and somebody walks in, you're like, all right, I know what that guy's buying. I know what that guy's buying.
Well, that's
So
There's
at a
definitely-
dispensary.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like,
No judgment. It's a fun game.
no, I'm not gonna.
no, it sounds like a fun
Nobody
game.
comes in and buys the same. There's people that come in and buy the same thing, but there's no specific person that comes in and always buys the same thing.
Right.
So are you saying there's like actually a product that has one tablet's 100 milligrams versus
It's
you
a
have to-
gummy.
It's a gummy.
A
yes.
gummy or a drink.
A
You can get
single
tonic.
gummy is
Yeah.
100 milligrams.
Certain
Never seen
gummies.
it.
Really?
Revolution Super Goopy or
Okay.
Super Fudgy.
Wait, I'm gonna write this down.
Okay,
I could- yeah.
so super fudgy actually
And-
sounds
and
like something I
anybody
would
can-
do at a
Tootsie
strip
Roll.
club.
And
Yes.
anybody can buy this.
Anybody can buy this. Your in-state limit, if you are living in the state, is 500 milligrams of edibles in any transaction.
So you could be 5 of those.
5 of those, yeah.
Wow.
I was
It's
just
going
in
to cost you a lot of
Michigan.
money, but you can do
said,
that.
You said
It
revolution.
was 7
revolution.
grams.
Ted's right. Ted's literally writing
No,
this down.
I've never heard of this. Revolution super.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think
Wait, you could buy
7
7
grams of
grams
usable.
worth?
7 grams of edibles in Michigan.
And
I
you-
was
and-
just
and-
there.
And you could buy this at a legal dispensary in Illinois. That's where you don't need a medical card. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I'm at
Yeah.
that.
See,
If
Ted's
you're
not
a
the
It's
only
like a
idiot.
cheat-
I
it's like
didn't
a
know
cheat-
that
it's like a
either.
cheat. I had no idea.
I thought you had to have something too.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it. I just want to know.
But you're not meant to. I don't think they make those 100 milligram. If it's like a Tootsie Roll, there's sections of it, and they think
No.
most people. You think everybody
Usher.
takes
All
that
right,
and eats
Usher.
the entire thing?
Hang
Hey
on.
man, hold on. He's telling you no, man. See,
Yeah.
this is why I wanted Brooks on so that you can't like say stuff. So there's people that are taking 100 milligram edibles.
One gummy.
Yes, I definitely, especially patients that are in a lot of pain that
Sure.
really rely heavily on this.
Yeah. Well, I
So
understand.
I
that,
haven't
but-
had an edible, and I haven't. I mean, I've smoked.
I'm not recommending
weed.
it for
No, but I mean, if somebody who's taken 10 milligram or 5 milligram gummies takes 100 milligram, what's that going to do to you?
It depends on your endocannabinoid system. I mean, if you have a very high tolerance, maybe it's not going to hit you that hard, and that goes into dosing in the state. Sometimes these edibles don't even have a full 100 milligrams.
But somebody
in
like
them.
Tommy feels good on 5 or 10.
I would
And
say I
that's
would get
that's a
extremely
great
paranoid.
thing. Yeah. If
Yeah,
I've
like
taken,
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like this is not.
I think you're surveilling me through my microwave. I've seen you.
Okay,
I
so
can see
so
you.
Brooks, let me ask you this. So how long have you been working in a cannabis store?
I've been working in a legal cannabis store for 2.
Is there an
and a half-
illegal
for almost
cannabis
3 years.
store? Is there like an illegal cannabis
there's
store?
There are.
Does that
There
include
sure
my
are.
car
Seriously?
trunk?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
No,
it's
there
called
are
a blue van.
There are
It's called-
underground markets all over the
The
city.
alley.
No,
Wait,
no.
hold on a second. So you're saying like how there used to be like during Prohibition, there used to be speakeasies.
Yep.
You're saying there's drug speakeasies.
Yeah, the little guy wants to make money
Of course
too.
they are. I mean, yeah, they're all.
JB
they're all
Pritzker's
over.
got Cresco.
What?
I mean, the Pritzker family's involved with Cresco. I mean, they got so much. In order to have a cannabis company in the state, you need to have so much money, and there's a lot of little guys
Well, just
trying
it's like the licensing, like casinos. I mean, just the licensing,
Yeah.
just to get a license for something like that has to be. I mean, you have to
Wow.
connections,
So
lobbying.
they have the same kind of things that a regular cannabis store would have,
yes,
but kind of like in a kind of.
it's going to be a much less regulated market. It's going to be a lot cheaper, and it draws a lot more people out.
Is it dangerous?
It can be, sure. Yeah, I mean, they're getting.
you get the mob.
Wow.
It could. I mean, I know nothing about the mob, but I mean, if it's coming from the black market, I mean, you don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about the safety of it or anything, but it's cops don't want that happening,
Sure.
and so they are busting these up. And
Sure.
you know, if you're in those places, you're going to be held accountable.
So it's no different than buying off the street, and that you're talking
Yeah,
about stuff that was
exactly.
accidentally laced with fentanyl. And
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And you're finding other drugs in those
Sure.
markets as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So I had one question. So I don't know if you heard this. So a former quarterback for the the Denver Broncos. His name was Jake Plummer. He probably
Jake
retired
the
about
Snake?
5 years. Yeah. He's actually growing. he's not growing marijuana. He's growing mushrooms.
Yeah, but it's not the kind of
Mushroom.
mushrooms you think.
Right. But have you heard about that?
Yes.
And
Isn't it- it's just regular edible mushrooms, like
yeah.
eating.
It's regular.
What kind of mushrooms are those?
Just
They're
regular
not the
eating.
psychedelic mushrooms.
Really?
Yes,
That's going to be the next thing to go legal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're doing University of Wisconsin, where I went, is the leading research place for looking at hallucinogenics, specifically psilocybin, which is mushrooms, and also LSD as treatment for mental health. And they say it's like 10 times more successful than the current drugs that they use as far as treating mental illness.
So my question
like
is, knowing that, I mean, what instead of like say like you were going to open your own business, why do the cannabinoids versus the mushrooms, which seems to be more like that's the next step in the evolutionary process?
It's definitely different, I would say.
Sure.
I mean, it's
or can you do both?
That's you find, and that's one thing that's even surprised me in this industry. Something I was not prepared for. Mushrooms have come onto the market even in this state, even though they're not recreationally legal. They're much more readily available than they were even when I was younger. Yeah. And the stigma is going away. Whereas there are people that have been advocating for this as a treatment for PTSD, amongst other things, including myself and that's another topic. But I mean, a lot of people have been advocating for this for a long time, and when they get them in a controlled setting with somebody who can guide them and, not let them freak out and do it in a more dose setting, like we're talking with the edibles, you're not just taking a cookie or a brownie that's 100 milligrams or whatever's in it, and you're getting 5, 10, 15, 20 milligrams. You can guide people and help them either deal with things, move through things, or even repress things. And, it's definitely.
Well, if that's where it's going, I'm going to start getting them toads, them frogs.
looking for.
I'm going to start one of those yeah.
So, Brooks, I don't know if you knew this, but there was a professor at USC years
That's
ago.
legal. You can own one of those toads, right?
Listen, if you're looking to lick something and get high, I gotta. Yeah, we'll take care of that.
There was a professor.
Homer Simpson did it, man.
At USC. I can't remember his first name, but his last name was O'Leary. He passed away a couple of years ago.
O'Leary,
but Timothy O'Leary, and he would take LSD consistently.
Well, he invented LSD.
And he was he was a very big proponent of that.
No,
so
he invented LSD.
I think that's the next.
Man. I want to invent
Timothy
something.
O'Leary invented LSD. That's why.
But no ill
Timothy.
effects, and he obviously had a great career.
My friend Kevin went to his birthday party.
Okay.
He got high with Susan Sarandon there.
Wow.
Smoked a joint with Susan Sarandon in California at Timothy O'Leary's 60th birthday party.
So that really
She was hot,
expands your mind.
Right.
Like LSD.
Super hot.
Really.
This was like 20, 30 years ago probably. Yeah. He's
think,
dead now, but Timothy O'Leary invented LSD.
That is
I
crazy.
think I wouldn't, and this is just me. I'd love to speak to somebody that's more like an expert on hallucinogenics and stuff like that. Me personally, I find that mushrooms I find mushrooms to be a little bit safer than LSD in my opinion. I can see LSD going too far. I see people that have taken too much LSD, and you do see residual effects on the way they think. But I also know people that have taken plenty of LSD over their time that aren't affected. So I really think it depends on who you are and what works best for you.
Right.
But again, I think everything can be taken too much. Like even mushrooms. They have these chocolate bars out there now. You can get that have mushrooms in them.
See, that's why the toad thing's going to work out. No one's going to lick it twice, dude. You're not going to keep licking it. You just
get a
lick it
chocolate
once.
bar with the toad.
Are we really
skin
going
in
here?
it.
Are we really going here? Are you going to say you're not going to lick it twice? I mean,
But Joe, that's a great question. So
that's why they invented
so
Viagra.
what's like the most what's the most risque thing you would take right now that's not going to quote unquote kill you or cause any residual effects? I mean, I think people want to know that. Like what's as far as you can go.
People want to know that, or you want to know
Well, I
that?
know
wants
that.
to know that. Thank you. Thank you, Tommy.
We're not going too far. I mean, we know we're not
I
going
have
to
a
take.
friend that wants to know.
We're not going to take PCP. We're not going to take bath salt or some crazy stuff, or fentanyl, which is horrible.
Sir, this question is for a friend.
Or cocaine. So what can you take that's like, say, on the upper end of the spectrum that people think, oh, this is like super dangerous, but if you took it, you might have a really good buzz, but you don't want to pay for it later on.
Well, does that include jumping off a building because you think you can fly?
No, we don't want that.
Dude, that's what pot is, right?
I mean, I'm going to say, like, for some people, like, All right, so for some people who just don't consume cannabis ever, yeah, that is cannabis.
Right.
For somebody maybe like me who's been consuming it a lot and wants to maybe have like, a day out of the year where I really do ascend to some crazy level of
so what's
whatever.
What's the bridge too far?
He's trying to
What's
tell you.
what's
mushrooms,
what's
I
as far?
guess.
So that's as far as you would go.
And that's for me, but I guess it seems like everybody's different because for somebody it could be cocaine. For somebody, they're like, I don't have any residual.
But are mushrooms safer than cocaine's
in my personal opinion? Yeah.
Okay, so that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Yeah, so.
Okay, so
cocaine
everybody.
is extremely addictive.
Cocaine seems like super dangerous.
It's
But
very
could you also
addictive.
could also
awesome,
make
though.
the
Super
argument
totally
that
awesome.
cocaine also comes from a plant, though?
Well, it does.
That's
So,
the- and
so
that's-
I'm vegetarian. So you're saying
Well, so is
that
belladonna, but
Yeah.
belladonna. But I put it
How
in
many
deep
meat
dead.
drugs are
These
you
are
familiar
all-
with?
there's
These
only
are
one
all
meat
crazy
drug.
arguments I've
Yeah.
heard too. Like, I mean, it's like I'm only presenting it because it's like I've
So
heard it.
cocaine is natural, mushrooms are natural, marijuana is natural.
Yeah.
These all come from the ground. These are all LSD is not. It's a chemical. It's made in the laboratory. But yeah, for sure. I mean, heroin, coke, marijuana. I mean, those all come from a seed or a plant.
But
heroin, obviously,
Coke and
cocaine
heroin are
different. I know.
processed with chemicals,
Yes.
though.
Oh,
as
yeah,
opposed to
terrible,
mushrooms.
horrible
Mushrooms,
I'd be scared to death to take heroin or cocaine, but acid.
So you're right, yeah.
acid, I would definitely.
No,
I mean,
Tommy,
that,
that's a good point because
that'd be as far as I would go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
That'd be
How
the
about
worst thing.
ayahuasca? Do you know anything about that?
I do not.
another name.
Oh yeah, no. That's the stuff that Aaron Rodgers took. We
Right.
talked
Oh,
about
the
that.
ayahuasca.
That's why
right.
he looks like that.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I know.
That's how that
hairdo.
That's
He
what
looks
led to his
ridiculous.
haircut.
He looks
He
ridiculous.
looks like
Yeah, and he's one of the smartest humans on the planet. I mean, he is that smart.
That's a side effect. Your hair grows into a mullet if you
my
take
God.
Dude,
ayahuasca.
it's not even a mullet. It's just like, hey, I woke up and cut my own hair today, and I was on drugs, man.
I saw somebody say that he looked like a rock hopper penguin, and I can't get it out of my head now. Have you ever seen one of those things?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay, I'm looking that up. Okay, so Brooks, let me ask you this. So you're at work one day, right? What is the craziest thing, the craziest person, and I don't want to make you guess, like the craziest person that you ever saw come in, and you're just like, oh my God, this person is going to get high. I can't believe it.
Oh man, that's I encounter those kinds of people every day, to be honest with you, and it kind of like blows my mind because it always surprises me. Like I'll have somebody come in that it's as old as it could be my great
Well, I
grandfather.
mean, here's a good question:
Like
Are you ever surprised? What surprises you? I mean, based on what you've seen.
What surprises me is somebody coming in there and being crazy. Like we were talking, most of the people that go in there are in a generally relaxed mood. Having come from a pharmacy too, and having worked there, the big difference I see is people are happy to go into a dispensary. People are not happy to go into a pharmacy. And that's the big difference I see. So the biggest thing that's out of the ordinary for me in a dispensary is when somebody comes in and they're in a bad mood and like they just start that way and there's nothing you can do. Not even the weed's going to make them happy.
Have you?
That's so sad.
It's so hard to help them.
How often do you have to deny a sale to somebody?
Not very often.
Is there a rule? Is there? I mean, you say anybody can go in there and buy, but is there any time where you turn somebody away?
If somebody walks into a liquor store and they're too intoxicated, they'll turn you away.
That's
it's
what I
the
mean,
Same
yeah,
exact
so,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. So if you come in but never for weed. I've never once turned someone away because you were too high. I've never once seen that.
Is there a rule?
There's no way to measure it. I mean, like if somebody.
That's what we
comes
were
in-
talking about. Remember,
If
about
you're coming in, you're falling all
driving
over the
and
place.
smoking or drinking
Yeah,
and
you know.
smoking.
Well, here, let me ask you this. So Ted comes in, and he's just Ted. And you would imagine that he is probably so stoned. Like, if Ted just
Because
starts
he's
talking
been in
to
there
you.
for an hour already.
Yeah, and he's asking you all sorts of crazy questions.
Or he's mentally disturbed.
Yeah,
One of the two.
yeah, no shit.
And then he takes the headband off, and you're like, I get
Harry
it now.
Potter.
You just got in an accident.
It's all for
Here's some
free. It's all
weed.
for free.
Okay, so you were about to say you've had like really old, like 90-year-old people come
Sure,
in,
yeah,
and
I
like your
mean,
great grandma coming in to
yes.
buy weed.
Yes,
Is that weird?
they're the greatest people to talk to.
Sure.
Yeah.
What?
And I'll tell you this right now. Nobody my age will admit it, but we're all trying to be like the generation before us that smoked. We're all trying to be hippies. We're all trying to take from that counterculture. And I love
That would be
talking to
two
these people.
generations before you.
Yeah, 2 or
Because
3
I am
or
the
4.
generation before you.
Okay, well, however many generations,
My
him.
generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about, my
For that matter,
generation.
Any generation that was really, I have people that come in. They're like, I've been smoking this every day for 40 years. We were talking about how I was.
Wait, do you look at him and say, "Dude, you're in a car wash right now"?
This is a Wendy's.
So do you
we sell burgers here.
Do you some type of like botanical or smoke every day, or what's your regimen on a weekly basis? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm a joint smoker. I will smoke. I'll smoke joints. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I have an ashtray in every room of my house.
Yeah.
It's like that. They asked Tommy Chong like.
Have you ever seen Easy Rider?
I have the soundtrack for it, but I've never
Dude,
seen
you gotta
Easy
see- great
Rider.
movie, right, Tommy?
Take that bread and shove it between your legs.
I think that's probably the most 20-year-old thing I could have said, though. I have the
First of the
soundtrack
day,
for it, but I've
boys.
never
Lettuce
seen
and
the
tomato
movie.
and bacon between your legs. Right?
First of the day, boys.
No, that is
You
crazy.
need to see
No,
that movie.
but the point is, so Brooks actually brings up a good point. So, let's say he does it every day, but he's leading a productive life, has a lady friend, obviously has his own place, has a full-time job. So obviously, it's not affecting your ability to operate in the real world. So obviously, that defeat so the people who are opponents of this say, oh well, if you do this every day, you're going to be laying on a couch eating Cheetos and
I
watching
had-
Price is Right or something and just pass out. But but obviously, that's not accurate.
Here, I'll do one better than that. So I had to go into a place to get a TB test for my new gig, which I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing in my job, but I had to go to get a TB test.
Typhoid Mary.
And in there,
He works from home and he had to get a TV
No,
test.
you talk about Price is Right. In there, they had on a TV that was showing the Price is Right from like 30-year-old Price is Right. It was literally Bob Barker's dead, right? He's long dead. Yeah. They're showing Bob Barker
What
at,
gave
at
you
a
the
young
clue?
age.
The car that cost $10,000.
Yeah. And so you're doing
brand
that.
new
You're saying people will watch that. I watched people that I'm pretty sure weren't high watching. They had this thing on, and I'm just like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, oh, the price. What the fuck? That guy's dead. They're not even watching TV. They're watching old TV. Right. I'm like, and then I started thinking because Brooks was coming on. I'm thinking, oh man, am I the only person who's not high in here? Yeah, because they were all staring at it like, dude, no, $4,000. Guess $4,000. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of freaking me out, man.
Sure it was a TB test?
Yes. Oh, dude.
watching Price is Right. If
no,
you
listen.
can handle it for 20 minutes, you don't have tuberculosis.
Here, I'll tell you. Listen, I will tell you the fun. This is my favorite story. This is my favorite story, and I told everybody this, and it's kind of fun. So I get this TB test, and they say, come back in 3 days and have it done, right? So I walk in, and I go, hi, I'm here to see if I have tuberculosis in my right arm.
Did you go to a place on Milwaukee
What do
Avenue or on
they
Devon?
prick you with those five needles
No,
or
it's
something?
it's one thing, right?
Yeah.
So I walk in, I said, I just want to find out if I have tuberculosis
That's
in
your
this
that's
arm.
your left arm. I'm kidding. That's
No, in this arm. And the woman goes, what? I go, yeah. I go, they gave me a test to see if I have tuberculosis in this arm. And she just kind of stops. I go, but I gotta get a second one to see if I have tuberculosis in this arm. And she goes, sir, it's a test to see if you have tuberculosis in your whole body. And I go, are they going to stick me everywhere? And now she's just looking at her friends like, I'm talking to the dumbest human being on earth, right? So I'm all done. I don't have tuberculosis. Yeah, thanks. And as I walk out, there's a lot of people waiting in the hall and everything, right? And I walk out and I go, hey, everybody. I go, guess who doesn't have tuberculosis? And I go, this guy. And one woman actually takes her small child and kind of clutches her towards her. And she's like, no. And I walk away and I'm like, yeah, I just freaked a whole lot of fucking people out. And I wasn't even high.
That's
Not yet.
a day. That's great.
Dude, it was-
I consider that a success.
Dude, it was so much fun. It's so much fun to fuck with people.
That whole story was mildly amusing, but I have a real question for Brooks, if you don't mind.
Okay, Ted, you know what, Teddy? I tell you what, I'm going to give you a last
we-
question.
we-
No,
we have a
after
we-
Ted,
we have a guest here.
Okay.
If you're
I thought it was. This woman thought I had
remember
tuberculosis.
having an
Brooks?
absolute
Okay,
blast.
so my question to you, Brooks, is last question. What's the ultimate goal? So, like, you're working for a place right now with all this knowledge. Do you want to open your own place someday, or what's the goal? Like Simon Cowell would say, and that's stupid.
You dick,
America's
that's
Got
a good
Talent.
question. I hate you, Ted.
I know.
So, as far as like what the actual goal is, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I have my own seed bank and everything like that. I'd like to break into the industry myself. I'd like to be a common face you see around the industry. I took a lot of actual research and hard
Sure.
work to really, and actually I say that with a grain of salt because another thing about the weed industry is it does attract a lot of lazy people.
Sure.
I will say that.
Sure.
So if you are somebody that's hardworking, go to the marijuana industry because you will stand out.
Are there better places?
You
like,
said one question.
Yeah.
Well, it's a follow up question. So, are there better places to like do your gig? Like, is it better like in say Colorado versus here? Or are there places that are more user friendly?
So that's a great question because originally my plan, because this is something I've been considering for a long time, was to go out to a state like Colorado or Washington or Oregon or California and get some experience, whether it was trimming, working under any kind of just
like a mentorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then come back to Illinois when it was legal. But when J.B. Pritzker ran, that was like his main running point. So I realized I needed to act fast.
Right.
Yeah.
I was in travel at the time. Pandemic hits. I lose that job, and this is my opportunity to jump into it. And that was just kind of how like that happened. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I am stoned. What was the question?
You just answered. Yeah. So just like I said,
Perfect. I'm doing great.
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah.
So I got a question for everybody.
You're ahead
marijuana
of the curve.
affect
You're
your
ahead of the
memory.
curve.
Right,
You're ahead of the curve.
Here's my question for everybody here. I'm going to start with you, Matt. Okay, same question for everybody. Best weed movie ever.
I bet. Best weed movie ever.
Yeah,
It's got to be Cheech and Chong, right? Something Cheech and Chong.
yeah, it's gotta be Cheech and
Stop.
Chong.
No
Up in
helping. No
Smoke,
helping.
right?
It's for you.
Yeah,
Up in
I-
Smoke? Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy.
One of two, Reefer Madness, only because it was serious and it is the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Okay,
When you
I've never
realize
seen
it
it.
literally
All
was
right, I
put up
gotta see
together.
this, okay.
And Pineapple Express, I'd say.
Okay.
It was
Okay,
pretty
so that was the one
Alright.
I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
Pineapple
Okay.
Express.
Okay. Brooks.
I got two for me too. The first one, I really like Grandma's Boy. That's hysterical. I was literally just watching that last
know
night.
her. Okay.
So that's like a Happy Madison one with Alan Covert and
Okay.
yeah, it's got a whole bunch.
What's
of like
it called again?
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, it's
okay.
about a video game developer who gets like kicked out of his place and he's got to live with his grandma. It's great. It's
Okay.
hysterical. And then also Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So if you guys
Okay,
know,
yes.
yes. Oh, that's like when
These
I
are always
first
getting high,
started
yeah.
smoking. My buddy goes, "Go home and watch this. Go to the Pirate Bay if anybody remembers that. Go pirate this movie and go watch that." And so I go home, I download this movie, and I watch that after having like one of my first joints in my life. And I was in love. I've seen that movie upwards of 30, 40 times. I've wasted a lot of my life on
Yeah,
that
Kevin
movie.
Smith is good. He's
He
good.
is
Yeah.
amazing.
He
He's
is
going to be in
really
good.
town
Clerks
actually
was
doing
great.
a Q&A in a couple weeks. For
Yeah,
their
he does a
Clerks
lot of
3.
those. Yeah.
You know-
Clerks was Clerks was a great movie.
You know what? Funny.
So, all right, Ted. What's
right.
yours? Hang on. Look at Ted.
Oh, my favorite movie, The Hangover. They roofied those motherfuckers.
No, weed. A favorite weed movie.
We don't know what they gave them, but it was actually very entertaining for the next 2.5 hours.
Mark,
So.
that's the best answer you're going to get.
Beer Fest was.
There was
Ted's
weed in that bag on the roof, right?
Yeah.
He had the whole bag of drugs.
What was
right?
what was in those
No.
drugs?
Yeah, I don't know.
GHB.
Mine is definitely up in Smoke.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
That's mine.
Yeah, I actually watched that not too long ago.
Because that's and a close second is Easy Rider. I love
I'm going to
Easy
go
Rider.
home and watch that.
Yeah,
It's a
I've
great
never
listen,
seen
yeah.
it. Is that
Oh, my
funny?
God.
I've never
It's
seen
the-
Easy
it is
Rider.
That's Clint Eastwood, Easy Rider, right?
No, it's Jack
Henry
Nicholson.
Fonda.
Pale Rider.
Oh, That's Pale Rider.
Dennis Hopper, Peter Fonda, and
Right.
Jack Nicholson.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows this, but so during World War II, when the kamikaze pilots from Japan bombed Pearl Harbor,
They were high.
they drugged them up big time. I mean, whatever they gave them,
No,
Speed. It was speed.
100 mil. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
so yeah,
speed. Basically
so,
methamphetamine.
because they
the
knew they,
exact opposite of dope, Ted.
because they knew they weren't coming back.
Yeah, but speed is the exact opposite of dope. I mean,
But they
there's
had to
nothing-
fly for 100,000 miles over the ocean
No,
to get there.
wait, how
Dude,
far?
I get
How
that.
far is Japan from Hawaii? It's not that far.
far enough
Yeah,
that you can't
probably
be
not that
high
far.
to get there, man. Do you really want
What are
a
you
guy?
going to hit?
Yeah. Do you even want a guy like super high flying around with an atomic bomb?
Call
That seems
Janet.
like a-
Call Janice.
Yeah.
How far of a flight is that? How long of a flight is that?
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions. Can I ask
Yeah,
real quick?
go ahead, ask 'em.
So I know cannabis is on one end, sativa, one
Indica.
Indica.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Indica is supposed to be relaxing, sativa more upbeat, laughing, that kind of thing. I read that there is no genetic way that they can test whether it's indica or sativa. It's strictly up to the people that make it to say what it is, maybe based on people's
So
experience.
it's
Is that
psychological.
true?
So when they see sativa or indica,
Right,
they
I-
automatically assume. So it's like a placebo. They just think that I'm gonna because this is this versus that. This is gonna happen.
I think it may be part of it is true.
So is that
but-
true, Brooks? Is that true?
There's a couple ways. So as far as like, so for me for growing, when you get the bud, packaged up, ready to go, ready to smoke. It's very hard to tell whether it's indica or sativa based off of nothing other than anecdotal evidence, and that's usually somebody's.
But they test it like.
You can't test for indica or sativa. He's 100%
Oh,
correct.
really? Okay.
The only thing you can test for is when you are growing it. You can look at the leaves. So typically a sativa will have a lot longer and ganglier leaves, much
there is a
broader.
visual difference.
Yeah,
between
a lot
the two.
taller
Okay.
and more lanky plant, whereas an indica is usually more short, stout, has a lot broader leaves. They're much thicker.
Same rules apply with the female and male plants.
With a female, that's a lot easier to tell. So with male plants, you'll see these, and it's funny. The first thing you look for, and then you can find this on the internet, they say look for the balls of the plant. Because these two little balls form at the little nodes, and that's how you know you have seeds. And that's
then
how
you get rid of the female plant.
No, you get rid of the male.
Oh, you get rid of the male.
Yeah,
Okay.
ice, and it's actually pretty crazy. I recommend watching them. I have books I'd love to show you guys later, but there's a great explanation. Basically, what they do is they take the female plants, and this is how they developed Sensimilia, like down in Mexico. They take the female plants and isolate them. And these female plants would grow big and grotesque, basically like we want to mate with the male plants, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and produce all this resin. But wait, they keep them from the male plants, so they never actually get pollinated. So all it does is produce more and more resin and make them stronger. They harvest them then, and that's it. Huh. So you're not making seeds, and that's where you get your Sensimilia, your seedless, and you could have a much better product, and that's why you're not looking for seeds. But if you're someone like me, I love to see a hermaphrodited plant coming from a multi-million-dollar company because that means I get your genetics for free.
So I heard that the female plants are actually have more THC than the male. So, for example, like AK-47
100%.
Bruce Banner, is that accurate?
So the strain name, it can be male or female. The female plant does have more THC because it's really the only one that can produce THC. In the seeds, there's no actual THC in the seeds. That's why they're legal to sell and ship, because they're novelty items.
And do they all come from, I read that they all came from Amsterdam. There was one guy there who is the one who coined sativa and indica, and people buy seeds, and they'll literally buy 5 seeds in a packet and use that to start their home growing and that kind of thing.
Make you guys real happy right now. I actually, so one of the seed companies I carry is Greenhouse Seed Company. They're based out of Amsterdam. Arjen Roskam is known as the king of cannabis. I would not say I don't know if it's the same guy we're talking about, but he is known as the king of cannabis over there and has developed and found a lot of these landrace strains around the world, basically trying to keep them
So he categorized, kept track.
He one of these real first
He's a cannabis
seed-based-
librarian.
Yeah, and there's tons of stuff you can watch online. One of my favorite videos to watch is Strain Hunters, where they go around the world and they find these strains from different countries. And I brought with me actually a Super Lemon Haze seed in their packaging and everything to show you guys if you would like to see it. It's
That'll work well for our radio audience.
No, we'll do that all.
I know, right? Yeah,
We're about
Sorry,
to wrap
everybody.
up, so we'll do it when we're done.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
we can do that and take pictures of it and post
yeah.
it online. Hell
they're
yeah.
it's very interesting. Yeah,
Sweet.
the seeds are. I think it's very important for everyone to learn 2 things. 1, learn how to roll a joint. Stop buying pre-rolls. You're wasting money. 2, learn how to grow your own weed. Stop paying people for it. You can produce this for yourself. It's something that we've been told we're not supposed to do over years and years and years. You mentioned reefer madness. So, get out there and just learn how to grow.
So I like that. So Brooks is leaving us with 2 things.
Right. What 2 things?
Don't roll.
Roll your own. Learn
Yeah.
how to roll your
Yeah.
own, right?
Learn how to roll.
And grow your own.
Yeah.
Roll and grow, brothers.
So,
And sisters.
One more quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a limit on the THC content for edibles and vape and weed when you buy it at a dispensary? And there is no limit when you buy it on the black market, which is why people buy it on the black market, because they can get much stronger products by buying on the black market.
This is an awesome question. So yes, in the state of Illinois, your edibles can only go up to 100 milligrams per package of THC, like we were talking about earlier. However, with vapes, with flour, with oils and stuff like that, there's 100% of anything in it. We're looking at 100% of cannabinoids, and we got THC is the one that most people are concerned about.
right.
You're never going to get anything higher than 99.9%, and that's if you get THCA diamonds, which is, imagine they isolate just the THC, and it is in a crystal rock form. It almost looks like crack, and it is just the THC. That is as high as it can go. But there is no limit, but you will be taxed based off of THC percentage. That is what you are taxed based off of in this state. It's how much THC is actually in that product, and that's
something that's testable. And
yes,
okay.
You can test a product for THC, and that's usually what most people look for.
Dude,
Awesome.
that is
one more question.
Oh my God,
So
Tommy!
live-
Okay, this is it, man.
So all right.
Hey,
so
I'm having so much fun.
when you buy weed, sometimes it'll say this has terpenes in it, or this has live resin.
Yeah.
So this is better. So what exactly are those two things? And other than just THC, is there something else you should be looking for when you
Yes.
buy stuff? Okay.
Terpenes are in everything. Terpenes are what give everything its unique smell, its unique flavor. Those are flavonoids, and so we have terpenes in beer.
flavonoids.
Flavonoids, yeah,
I love that word.
Yeah,
I know, isn't it a cool word?
funny.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to have some terpenes right now. Go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm just going to drink my terpenes.
Hops,
pass the
hops and
flavonoids?
cannabis are so much more related than we think. You know, the unique hops that give your beer its crazy flavor. It's related to cannabis. You still get a varying amount of terpenes. Yeah, so that's why
I've
craft
always
beer's so
said.
great.
I always said Heineken's my favorite beer in the world. Always has been. Heineken gets skunky like weed.
Yes.
There's some Heineken. You open a Heineken,
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
like,
true.
this is awesome.
Well, Heineken's the old style of
I don't want to brand it here, but yeah.
Denmark, or whatever it's from. Yeah, so wherever it's
That
from.
is drink this.
Yeah, just
All right,
FYI.
all right,
so.
dude. We got to wrap this up because even the people that are high and listening to this are just like
They
"Man,
had
I
enough.
gotta
They
stop-
had enough.
I got to stop listening. To this.
We got tedious.
Okay?
We
Can
got
I
so
reference
tedious.
the live resin question real quick? Just
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure,
sure.
sure. Oh, the resin.
So
yeah.
the live resin you were talking about, the main thing, and that is important. A lot of vapes people get these days. There's distillate and there's live resin. There's also live rosin. We won't go into that. Live resin is the one you want to be going for. That is the more natural. You are going to have a plant that is flash frozen at its full bloom. They preserve everything in it. The terpenes that we were just talking about, the THC, the other cannabinoids. We got CBN, CBG. We can go all the way down that road, but it preserves all of it. So then when they extract it out of that flash frozen product, you get all of that instead of having to extract just the THC from the plant and get a distillate and then add in terpenes from that's where there's the cartridges that taste like raspberry lemonade. There's no weed that tastes like raspberry lemonade.
Oh man, now I'm depressed.
It doesn't taste like chocolate milk. Those are artificial or naturally derived terpenes that they add to give it that flavor. You want the live resin if you're really going for something natural. And so if you're smoking a cart, and you're going to notice the difference. You hit a live resin cart, it's going to take you so much further than having to rip a
And
distillate
the taste,
cart.
the taste.
The taste is phenomenal. It tastes more like weed. If you're worried about smell, I'm sorry, you're going to deal with a little more of a skunky smell or something like
and
that.
that's what
but
your breath is going to be like.
Sometimes, yeah. But if you like that, hey.
God invented toothpaste for a
That's
reason.
why they sell Banaka there.
Banaka.
Just take a Mentos. You'll be okay.
I love that. Okay, so we got to put this thing to bed. Okay, so Usher, you have never listened to a show, so you have no idea how this works.
That's not true.
Oh man, I can't believe that. Okay, but we usually what we do is we end, and everybody gives kind of their last little deal. So Mark, I'm going to start with you. What do you want to leave everybody with today?
Don't do drugs. Say no. Say no to drugs.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of this whole episode. But.
Oh, does it, Ted?
Get around to me.
Yeah. Okay, Teddy.
No, I was going to say, Brooks, it's been very informative, and thank you for everything. And actually, you gave me a lot of information that I didn't know, so I appreciate the education you gave me on my part.
I'm
Thank
happy.
you so much.
That makes me happy.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so Brooks, I'm skipping you, and nobody can see that I'm kind of going counterclockwise. Tommy, number one, thank you so much for being on the show. Okay?
Yeah, thanks, Tommy.
But what would you like to leave everybody with? Your last thoughts.
Don't have any last thoughts. It was fun.
He
Thanks for
forgot.
having me. That's about it.
Oh man, you are so high right now.
Why don't we play for $100 a hole, Tommy?
Dude,
Strokes.
dude, how many terpenes?
Not true.
How many terpenes have you had right now? Come on.
I didn't even know what a terpene was until today.
Neither
So
did I.
how can
Dude,
I take it?
I know that is absolutely
That's the
amazing.
mascot from Maryland, right?
No, so that's the thing. That's the thing I love. Okay, so all right, Brooks, thank you so much for being on the show, and literally you have like opened my eyes to things I had no idea.
Same here.
So, last thoughts.
Don't do drugs. Smoke
Nice.
weed.
Nice.
And also, thank you guys so much for having me on this.
Thank you. Thank you for
Everybody
being
that's listening, please keep listening because this is absolutely wonderful. More people should be doing what you guys are doing.
Appreciate
This
that.
is wonderful.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks,
so
Brooks.
so I will
I don't know if
finish.
this would be as good as the November 1st one up on there.
Oh, the penis guy.
Oh, I'll be tuning in for that
okay,
one
Okay, so here I'll
with a joint in hand.
Yeah. So that was so funny because that was the thing when I talked to Brooks and I'm in there and I'm like, hey man, I give him my little flyer. I tell the story a million times. I give everybody a little flyer, and he goes, dude, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get your show. I'm gonna get high and I'm gonna listen.
I'm gonna smoke this flyer.
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
Close.
Man. I'm like, dude, if you get high and listen to my show, you will be on the show. I know
Oh,
for a
so
fact.
what I forgot to mention to you. So I bought one of those TV. It's like it looks like a big Zippo lighter with it's a vape, but it's for the stuff you grow at home.
Yeah.
So that in the manual they don't call it weed or they call it botanical.
Yeah.
I like that name.
Yes.
Put the
I was
botanical.
wondering where you
in.
got that from
You
since
put
you
the-
said it 10 times.
I love
already.
botanical. I love that.
And that actually comes from the fact that they couldn't use. It would have to either be legal smoking botanicals, legal
Sure.
smoking herbs,
Yeah.
because we all kind of know what
But
it's
it is,
for.
but it is a botanical. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Right.
plant, so
It's
that
just-
makes perfect
But
sense.
you can't say it.
It was a way for them to get around
we did
it.
we did a bunch of times. We just
Yeah,
said
but
botanical.
Yeah, but legally,
My botanicals.
Yeah.
my botanical.
I like that name.
I
So I always use that name. Like I don't say. I
You
never
know what
say
would be
weed, I
great
say
November
botanical.
1st?
I'm
Is
gonna
tuning
incorporate
in
the word.
just to hear our guest's accent.
Okay, so let me do this before we get before
Matt's like,
before I
"Shut
get my
up,
last thing. I'm gonna shoot out some shows that are coming up. Next week we are gonna have a Bigfoot expert. Oh hell yeah! And if you're not high for that, then you're doing it wrong. Okay?
Al Bundy's going to be on
yeah,
the show?
there you go.
Take 100 milligrams before you listen.
Yeah, no shit. The week after that, we're going to talk a little beer, and then get ready because on November 1st, we are going all the way to Reykjavik, Iceland, and we are going to talk to a fella who, I mean, we can call it a phallicological museum, but this guy's got a penis museum in Iceland, and he is going to be on the show, and we are going to talk penises,
I like that.
And
animal penises
from
Iceland.
okay.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely.
If you don't put that in there, everybody thinks you're talking about.
Penises? We're just saying penises. Are you saying penises? I'm not saying penises.
It's not a dick pic.
Penis.
It's not
Yeah.
a dick pic.
Penis
It's a
museum.
penis. It's a
Yeah,
penis.
penis museum. Yeah, it's a penis.
It's a
museum.
deep dive into penis.
Animal penis museum.
It's a deep dive into penises.
Hey man, if you're talking about penises, do you even give a shit what animal it comes from? And by the way, I cannot wait to ask him the one question everybody wants to know.
A whale.
Well, they have like 30 whales.
Wait, what's the one
they
question
do.
we? I don't know
Stal-
this one
Stal-
yet.
Stal-
Largest penis in
Stallion.
actually
Stallion.
have-
Hold on, that's
Stallion.
not the question anybody wants to know.
I'm so curious now.
What's the cutest penis?
Sure.
Yeah, that's all anybody wants to know.
I think you're the cutest penis, man.
I bet you say that to every guy who doesn't have pants on. All right, so here's what I want to do. Mark and Teddy, as idiots, it's always nice to talk to you guys, but honestly, Tommy and Brooks, thank you so much for being on the show.
Ouch.
Dude, I just love learning new things. I knew the second that I talked to Brooks that it would be a fantastic show and we would learn so much. So thank you so much for being on the show, man.
I had an absolute blast. Thank
Thanks,
you guys for
Brooks.
having me.
Thanks, Tommy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. So you know what? I got a sense we're going to do this again. Hey, and here's what I'm thinking: astrologer and Brooks.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine doing your chart and not understanding what a chart is?
Did you say you sharded? Not just sharded?
All right. Listen, man.
I would love to talk astrology and weed. That would be
that
would be a blast for me.
Okay, so this is so.
That's
might-
actually
I
something
might-
I'm not very
I
knowledgeable
might have
on.
to get high for the first time in 25 years to do that show.
Oh man, no way would that be good for all of us to be high and do an astrology show. That would be the worst thing of all time. Best thing
nobody
of all
would
time.
talk.
Yeah.
We'd all be staring.
Go on YouTube and view videos they've done of like grandmas who get high for the first time and they videotape them. It's very funny.
Hysterical.
No, you know what? No, that'd be terrible. All right, listen, everybody. Thanks for listening. We had a great time. Listen all the time. We'll see you guys for the next 3 weeks. We love all of our listeners. Hit us up, favorite us, save us, follow us, do all that stuff, and we will see you next week.